You don't need to do everything yourself. You don't need to be an I got it girl. Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to be more feminine in your relationships. This video is for single women, women who are dating. All the women out there, regardless of your relationship status, this video is for you. Now, before getting started, I want to clarify that being feminine in a relationship isn't about being quiet and just being controlled and going back to the 1950s. It's really all about having a balance, power, and peace when it comes to your relationships. So this is what that's gonna look like. So the first part is allowing him to lead. And I know I'm going to get the comments, I don't wanna let him lead. I wanna be in control. He's not gonna tell me what to do.
Oh, hell no. No.
That's not what that looks like when being feminine in a relationship. When it comes to allowing your partner or the person that you're dating to lead, that looks like trusting them and believing that they are going to do what's best for you and for the relationship. I am not even specifically talking from a financial aspect. There are so many ways that you can allow your partner to lead in the relationship that goes beyond a financial aspect. If you're a woman that struggles to allow her partner to lead or even allows themselves to be led, then it just may come from a need to having to be in control of things. You might really struggle with having to let go of that need to control. And as a former hyper-independent girl, I can completely relate to this. That desire to control, that need to control just comes from a place of trying to make sure that you are safe. It comes from a place of trying to control the outcome. Because when you can control the outcome, you can ensure that things are going to come out for your good, right? You can ensure that you're going to be safe. And that need for control can also come from just being disappointed. Maybe you were disappointed by an ex. Maybe you were disappointed by parents. Maybe you were disappointed by friends. And because of that disappointment, you now feel like you have to be in control of everything. Now you have this mentality that you are the only one that wants what's best for you. You believe that other people don't want what's best for you or may not even know what's best for you. So because you feel like you are the only person that knows this and that can buy this for yourself, you feel like you have to control everything. But when you are in a constant need to control everything, that can be so draining. When you don't allow another person to lead you or take control of things for you, you put so much weight on yourself to make sure that things are always coming out how you desire them to. But what happens is when you bring that need for control into your relationship, you don't allow your partner to lead and take care of you. You don't give the other person the space to even be able to show up for you. And that's very important when it comes to embracing your femininity in your relationship. When you are allowing that other person to lead, when you're allowing that man to lead you in your relationship, you're not giving up your voice. You're not giving up your rights. What you're actually doing is you're actually co-creating a life with somebody that you actually trust. You're taking that weight off of your shoulders, that weight of always having to take control of everything, do everything yourself. You're giving that weight to somebody else and you're sharing that burden with another person. Because when you put that weight on yourself, again, you're only making yourself feel drained. When you give that other person the space to show up for you and provide for you and be there for you, they can show up for you in so many ways. Even with my husband, when we first started dating, one of the things that I really loved about him was how he showed up for me spiritually in that leadership sense. He led me closer to God. He led me closer to studying the word and building a closer relationship with God. And because he exhibited those leadership qualities in those areas for me, it made me feel like I could trust him. Like I could trust that he had our best interests at heart, he had my best interests at heart, and that he was going to be there for me. So again, if you are a woman that just really struggles with allowing the other man to lead, here are some ways that you can start working on that. That way you're able to show up as that feminine, soft woman in your relationships. Let go of your need to control. And you're going to do this by meeting that need in other ways outside of your relationship. So that can look like you planning your own trip and you taking the control in planning out the details for that trip. It could also be you planning the get together with your friends. You allow yourself to take the control in that area. That way, when it comes to your relationship, you've already met that need outside of it. So you're able to take a seat back and allow your man to take that control in the aspects of your relationship. And if you are dating or if you are just getting to know someone, a way that you can start practicing letting go of that need to control is you can let them take the lead in planning the dates. I don't want to see you, oh, so we should go here and do this, and you meet me at this time, and we're going to do this and do that. Before you even let this man get a chance to speak, sit back and allow him to be the one to take control. Allow him to plan the date. Allow him to tell you what time to be ready. Allow him to take the lead with small things first until you build up that trust and muscle to where you can trust him to take the lead in more bigger things. And you'll start to feel more comfortable taking that seat back and allowing him to lead you in other areas. Now, I also want to emphasize that you should be dating men that you can trust to lead you. When you are in that early dating stage or in the dating stages, this is when you should be deciphering if this man has leadership qualities that you can trust to lead you in the relationship. And who you choose to be in a relationship with and who you choose to allow to lead you is something that you can control. So focus on controlling that. The next way you're going to show up more feminine in your relationships is that you're going to control your emotions. A feminine woman is vulnerable and she's able to feel her emotions, but she doesn't let them run her. Masculine men respect and love a woman that is emotionally mature and is able to control her emotions and remain calm, especially when it comes to disagreements. If you're a woman who is always reactive, who's always ready to attack and fight, who's cursing their man out every single chance they get, that is going to be very unattractive to a man that is healthy and masculine. And if this is you and you are wondering, why am I never attracting a man who's masculine? Why am I always attracting these men who aren't emotionally intelligent? It's because you also don't have control over your emotions. And I know that might be hard to hear, but trust me, learning to do that is going to help you in the long run. So this is how you're going to learn to control your emotions so you show up more feminine in your relationships. You're going to understand what your emotional triggers are.
I don't have a bad attitude. Maybe I am angry inside. I've been through stuff, so I'm angry.
Because if you don't know what your emotional triggers are, then there's no way you're going to know how to manage those triggers when it comes to you being expressive. And when you find your emotions building up and you're just ready to attack or yell or curse somebody out, try to identify what triggered you in that moment. What is it that you're feeling before you want to react? Are you feeling disrespected? Are you feeling ignored? Are you feeling unseen? For example, let's say you and your partner had a disagreement or you were arguing and you just felt completely dismissed. And you being dismissed makes you feel unheard by them. Before you react to your partner and tell them that what I have to say isn't important to you, you're going to identify that the reason that you feel that way is because you feel unheard. And now that you are able to identify that that's what's triggered you in that moment, you're going to simply communicate that to them. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pause before reacting. Now that you've identified what it is that triggers you, you're going to pause and give yourself to process that. Because the last thing that you want to do is to react emotionally to your man and say something that you regret. So instead, you're going to show up as the healthy, feminine, mature, calm woman that you are. And you're going to give yourself a moment to recollect your thoughts and recollect your emotions. So for example, let's say that your partner didn't text back right away. And this made you feel hurt. It made you feel like he didn't care. It made you feel like he's just not prioritizing you. So you end up sending him this passive aggressive text like, I guess you're busy. You send him a text, a little bit of attitude, a little bit of passive aggressiveness because you're hurt by him not texting back. Now, instead of doing that, you're going to pause. You're going to give yourself time to process what emotions you're feeling from him not texting back. You're not going to react emotionally. You're not going to react right away. You're going to give yourself time to process it. Then you're going to give a response because you've recollected your thoughts, you've processed your emotions, you've identified what's triggered you, and now you are calm. You are ready to communicate what it is that's triggered you and how it's made you feel. So instead of sending that passive aggressive text, you're going to say, I felt a little dismissed when you didn't respond back. Can we talk about it? You see how calm that is, how mature that is? You're not attacking him. You're not responding emotionally. This is going to be very attractive to a masculine man because it shows that maturity. It shows that you are able to have self-control over your emotions, and you're also being vulnerable. And like I mentioned, these are very important qualities of a feminine woman. The next way that you're going to show up more feminine in your relationships is you're going to be more nurturing and caring. And no, this does not mean you're going to be a mother. Feminine woman is a nurturing woman. Being nurturing means that you are being warm, you are being soft, you are being supportive. And that can translate through very thoughtful actions. That can look like maybe leaving him a small love note in his car, or even getting him something when he's stressed out, like a snack or food or something. Just being supportive and caring to your partner to show that you are there for them, to show that you see them, to show that you understand them. Because when you show those nurturing qualities to a man, he's going to feel very safe around you. He's also going to want to open up to you. He's naturally going to even want to do things for you. And not saying that you should do these things in order to receive something back, but these are the benefits of being feminine and nurturing in your relationships to your partner. That nurturing quality and just caring and compassionate quality can also show up in your arguments. When you guys are arguing, are you still speaking to him with care? Are you still speaking to him with compassion? Are you able to still be warm to him and loving to him? And I'm not saying that you should tolerate disrespect. If your man is being rude or disrespectful to you, that should be dismissed. No. But it's just making that decision to still be nurturing and caring and there for them, even if things aren't 100% good. And like I mentioned, that nurturing, loving, caring quality as a feminine woman is very, very, very attractive to a masculine man. One of the things that my husband told me that he loved about me when we first started dating was that how thoughtful I was, how caring I was, not just to him, but to the people that were around me. Being nurturing can also look like just supporting your man. Support can look like encouraging him if he has a big meeting, or showing that support and love to him if he just completed a big project. The next thing that you're going to do to be more feminine in your relationships is you're going to be open to receiving. Now, I know this is very hard for my hyper independent girls, but I need you to work on being able to receive. You don't need to do everything yourself. You don't need to be an I got it girl. If someone offers to help you, allow yourself to accept it. If every time you're dating someone or you're in a relationship with someone and they offer to help you or do something for you, and every single time you're like, I can do it myself, I got it, I don't need you, that's going to bring distance between you and them, especially if it's a man that's masculine. Because a masculine man already has that desire to provide for you and be there for you and support you. So when you're doing things that don't allow them to do that, you're only creating distance between you and them. Again, like I mentioned earlier, this does not only have to do with financial help. This can be with emotional help. Let's say you are going through something and you don't want to talk to anybody about it. You just want to bottle it in. You want to handle it yourself, but you have a man who wants to be there for you emotionally and you're not allowing him to. You're prohibiting yourself from building a deeper connection with him. So you need to start allowing yourself to receive that emotional help, receive that support, receive help from people, especially people that you are dating or in a relationship with. I used to be a hyper independent girl myself, so I would do everything myself. I never felt comfortable allowing someone to be there for me, to help me, I never used to like that. It would make me feel so uncomfortable because then I would feel that I'm giving this person power over me in a sense, or I didn't want to be a burden to somebody. But when I slowly started to allow my husband to show up for me, people around me to show up for me, it honestly felt like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. So I want to challenge you to do that for yourself. I want to challenge you to start allowing people to show up for you. Start allowing people to be there for you. Because if you are doing this prior to getting into a relationship, it's going to be much easier to allow that masculine man to be there for you, to help you, to provide for you. And a reason you may even struggle with allowing someone to show up for you and be there for you is that you also might feel like a burden yourself as well, the same way that I did. But I'm here to tell you that you are not a burden. If you have people in your life that love you, that care for you, if you have a partner in your life that loves you and cares for you, they also want to be there for you and make things easier for you. So don't ever feel like you are a burden to those people. And what you can do is that you can remind yourself every day of situations where somebody showed up for you and actually came through. Whether it be you cried to someone and they gave you supportive words or encouraging words, they didn't dismiss you, they didn't make you feel uncomfortable. Use those examples and memories to help reassure you that you aren't a burden to people. So I want you to know that embracing your femininity in a relationship is a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight for you. And I would highly encourage those who are single, who aren't in relationships, who aren't dating, to start practicing these things prior to getting into a relationship. The more you have that time to practice and work on these things, the easier it's going to be when you do get into that relationship. And you're also going to be more likely to attract a man that is healthy and that is masculine. I'd even encourage you to be motivated just for yourself as well too. Because when you start getting on that feminine journey and embracing your femininity for yourself, then it becomes natural to you. It doesn't become performative and something that you switch on when you are trying to date or trying to attract somebody. So start working on these things now for yourself, and it'll naturally show up in how you carry yourself. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips really resonated with you and which one you might even struggle with. I'm looking forward to making more videos about femininity, so be sure to subscribe and look out for my next video. Bye.